Yo, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video of MLB 9 Innings 21. My name is Brian, and today we are here with another video. This video is going to be a little bit different for you guys. I've been telling you guys that I've been going to do a mentor guide video, and here it is. My buddy Fu was kind enough to go ahead and create a guide for us. He has multiple guides on Reddit. If you would like to see it, I will leave a link in the description below. Very beneficial, very helpful, has helped me a ton, so hopefully this helps you guys a lot as well. He was kind enough to go ahead and do an updated mentor guide for us. For the people who are struggling with mentor, this would be great for you. For the people who are already done with mentor like me and didn't really much pay attention to it, I would advise to watch this video, or at least go and read what he has to say, because it's a lot and it gives a lot of information, and it gives you a reason why he chose this instead of the other ones. So before we go ahead and get into that, I want to talk about the updates that has happened. So two items have been introduced into the game, one being a skill protection change ticket and the other one being a skill select change ticket. So not much is known as of yet, but with the skill protection change ticket, you can basically keep one skill, you protect that skill, and then you re-roll the other two, which is decent. It's okay, I guess. I mean, if you get lucky, it'll be awesome. If you don't, then you keep one gold and then re-roll two bronze. So that's unfortunate. The real important one is the skill select skill change ticket, which basically lets you re-roll one skill. So that sounds amazing for people who have legend skills. Specifically me, that I have cooperative pitching and DP, and then I have a bronze. I can go ahead and re-roll that bronze. Unfortunately, it doesn't specify. Some people are confused whether if you have a bronze as a third, can you only get bronze, or if you have a silver, can you only get silver, and stuff like that. So not much is known. Com2 is not really great at description. So for example, with the sig change ticket, it was supposed to be not for. It was only supposed to be for active players, and then people were able to use it on players that were out of the game. So we'll see how it goes. From what it looks like, it's probably going to be a rare item. We're not 100% sure. Possibly later on in the future, they might introduce it as a package, how like the premium skill change tickets are introduced, or it could be added to the play pass, the $50 play pass. Who knows how they're going to go by it? It seems like you can. It's only going to be given in the check-in award, so the last day. So basically every month, once a month. Looks like they're gonna alternate 1 month the green, 1 month the blue. So basically, you'll get 6 in total 1 year, then 6 total of the other one in the next year. I mean, in the same year. So with that being said, that is basically it. They also did change the way the AUI looks when you show off your team, or you want to look at your team. I guess it's decent. I mean, I'll probably get used to it eventually. Not a big fan, to be honest, but whatever. It is what it is. All right, so let's go ahead and get into, where am I doing? Where's the, here we go. So me, I am one of those people that did not really pay much attention to mentor. I was just trying to get it over with as soon as possible, so I can go ahead and nerf charisma and get the final ones done. So I didn't really much pay attention to it. So I also myself have a lot of things to do, and uh, really appreciate Fu for doing this at a perfect timing, because it is double mileage. So you will be able to, if you want to, tinker little things here and there, you'll be getting double points for mileage as well, which is something we're close to getting another signature mileage, which would be great if we pull a Dodger. But with that being said, let's go ahead and switch to. I'm not going to be showing my screen, the game screen. We're going to actually be seeing Fu's guide and Reddit, and then we'll go from there. Let's go ahead and switch screens. All right, guys. So this is the guide that Fu had posted on Reddit. Like I said, I will be leaving a description below. This is him. They can just go over his name. There we go. Fufu Chang 123529. As you can see, he is very known. So again, most of these things, some of these things are personal preferences, but there's some that they're like no brainers. So we're gonna go ahead and go over each one, and I'll give my little description. You can go ahead and read all this if you like. I'm not gonna read all of it because obviously it's gonna be a super long video. As you can see, a lot of people have already, commented on it and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna read everything word by word because then we'll be here all day. But let's go ahead and start with the first one. The first one, you have the option of going high focus, mid focus, and low focus. This is something that Fu has taught me personally. Your first batter, you always want to have, a batter that has charisma, whether it being charisma slugger or spotlight slugger, because that way you avoid the mess nerf. And then you also want to have your third batter to have slugger instinct and spotlight. With that being said, is because you want that player to be giving out the most home runs as possible. A lot of people think that the first and second batter produces the most home runs due to them be having the most at bats in the game. But in reality, if you have the right skills and you set up your players the right way, the third batter will most likely have the most home runs. So basically, what mid focus do is what we're going here for. Increases the chance of a batter number 3, 4, and 5 getting an extra base hit. All right. So the issue with a lot of people having the issue with spotlight and slugger is that the fact that they're not getting a high overall. They're getting a bunch of home runs, but their average isn't as great as it should be. They're probably like around the low 200s, but their home runs is producing. So basically, this just procs and gives your batter an extra chance of getting an extra base hit, not including the home run and stuff. But there also is something that he figured out where it's kind of like a bug. So let's read it here. You see how here he goes. However, there is a bug uncertainty about this choice where we don't know if getting a hit is the definition and that includes extra base hits. It might be because it's less useful if it doesn't include extra base hits. So if we keep reading here, if the first and second batter are more likely to get a hit when there's no runners, then that means that the previous batter needs to be out before batter number 1 and 2 is batting up. That is poisonous nowadays, except for home runs. We need to execute hits other than tactics to score. Getting a hit when there is no runners can barely score a run overall. Mid focus, we believe, is the better choice. I mean, you can't go wrong with high focus, but your first and 2 batters are always doing really well. So you want to go ahead and focus on 3, 4, and 5 to get those extra base hits. All right, so number 2, we have the option of shake, showmanship, and focus. You shouldn't be going for 3. I'm just going to give that off bat. There's no reason for you to go to the third one. All right, so showmanship basically decreases the pitcher's stamina when batters 3 and 4 and 5 get an extra base hit. This is basically a personal choice. Basically, we went with this one because it pairs up with mid focus, with it being 3, 4, and 5 batters. But the reason why I personally think that you want to go with this one is because you want to drop the pitcher's stamina as much as possible. That way they can get out the game. And then the bullpen comes in, and the bullpen nowadays, because the mentor is kind of shaky, so the chances of solo shots is greater. So you want to go ahead and decrease the stamina as much as possible. Not only that, but when the stamina increases, the tier of the pitches increase, so you have a better chance of getting an extra hit. So that's the reason showmanship is the best one, in my opinion. Number 3, you have the option of going crisis and admission. I personally went ambition, which was wrong prior. Like this is prior. The correct one will be crisis. Increases the chance of getting an extra hit until the first hit occurs if there is a pinch hitter in the same position standby. This is very, very, very important due to the fact that a lot of people, me personally as well, didn't think that my bench would play a big part, but the bench does play a big part because pinch hitters are very, very clutch. So especially in high rank when the game is like neck and neck, and then you go to the 8th inning or the 9th inning or 7 per se, and it's tied, and then you throw a pinch hitter. Not only do you get a stat increase, but if your pinch hitter has spotlight, the chances of spotlight procking and you getting that mistake pitch and a home run is really great. So with pitch hitters, the same position standby on the benches for your 6th through 9th batters, there is a high chance of those 4 starting batters that won't go 0-4 when the game is over. So, like I said, crisis will be very, very beneficial. Onto the fourth one, baseball of trust. The pitcher substitution timing will become slower. This, I would say, is a personal choice as well, due to the fact that it all depends on your team. If you have, if your pitchers are very elite, but your bullpen is decent, obviously you'll want your pitchers to stay in and mow down those batters as long as possible. Now, with being that, let's say your starting pitching is okay due to skills, but um, your bullpen is insane. Like that one Rays teams that we did the mentor, not the mentor, we did the showcase on. That his starting pitcher was decent, but his he had like 6 or 5 legend skills, and his freaking bullpen was insane. Then I will go with the other option where it throws in the bullpen um, a little bit quicker than usual. But in this case, you want your starting pitcher to you go ahead and stay there as long as possible. You wouldn't want your bullpen to come in due to the fact that a lot of bullpen skills are being nerfed, where it being PM, uh, setup man, and winning streak. So you want to avoid that 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 nerf as much as possible. Um, let's see here. Plus, you should also take your starting pitching stamina into consideration, like how we spoke before. You don't want your player to be, staying there for too long. So, for the cases of people who don't have that many SIGs, you probably would like your bullpen to come in and save you, because you don't want your pitcher to stay there and his stamina is very very low. So this is for the people that don't get a lot of SIGs. So if you have like a regular pitcher that's not a prime, their stamina is not as high as a SIG, because the SIG gets that +10 boost. Um, so you kind of don't want your pitcher to stay there as long, due to the fact that once his stamina starts dropping, his pitch tier starts dropping as well, and he's most likely to give up a home run and make a mistake pitch for spotlight. All right, so number 5 is a no-brainer because it's only one choice. So we're gonna go with number 6. Number 6, you have quality start, and you also have create chance. You're gonna want to go with quality start. Increases the chances of not allowing any hits if the starting pitcher takes the mound in the 6th inning. This is very very great due to the fact, well, all of this just basically procs one to another. Stamina. A lot of people think stamina doesn't make a big doesn't take a big toll into this game, but it really does, because again, you want your starting pitcher to be elite and stay in the game as long as possible, and increases the chance of not allowing any hits when the starting pitcher takes them out in the 6th inning, which is great because once that stamina starts dropping, this will proc and give it a little boost to not give up a hit, especially with spotlight being a very known skill now that after the 6th inning their slugging increases. So it's a very very good thing to have. Okay, so again, if you want to go with create chance, that is not a bad option as well. Increases the chance of getting a hit with batter 1 and 2 if you're tired losing after the 6th. So again, remember, uh, for the higher ranks and tiers, you usually see a pitcher 3 times. Your batter will go up there 3 times. So if it's tied or you're losing, you want to go ahead and not fall behind. So it's not a bad choice, but I honestly think having your pitcher extra help will be great as well. All right, moving on to number 7, we have responsibility. It increases the chances of not allowing any hits if the relief pitcher takes the mound when there are runners in scoring positions once per match. I honestly see this happen to me so many times where, my starting pitching, let's say for example Maeda shuts it down all the way to the 7th or 8th, but then he goes ahead and gives up a walk, and then gives up a hit, and then they go ahead and take him out the game, and then they throw Urias in, and then once Urias comes in, he makes a mistake pitch to spotlight, and then boom, through a 3-run home run. Now I'm down by 3. So it's like, I think this is very important. So for go ahead, have that relief pitcher have an extra help, especially with setup man being nerfed. So this gives it an extra little help with it being nerfed as well. So um, as you can see here, you can read it here. This happens to a lot of people. It can't be activated at this moment because the runners was left by the position. So again, another thing, when you have those, when your relief pitcher comes in and then you already have a runner in first and second. So let's say two things get nerfed. Basically, let's say if your setup row has a mess and setup man, mess is not going to activate because those two batters that were left on base was by the previous pitcher, not by that pitcher. So mess is not activated at that time. And then if whoever you're facing is nerfing setup, you go ahead and have a double nerf right there. So this giving it an extra boost is really beneficial. So let's go ahead and go to number 8. Number 8, you have Iron Arm and you have Predict Pitch. We're going to go with Prediction Pitch, increases the chance of getting an extra base hit starting from the third at bat against the same pitcher. So this is going back to those high, and this is more, I would say this is more related to, the teams that are high in rank, because you're not beating teams now. And if you're very high in rank, you're not beating teams 5-0. You're not beating teams 8-0. You're not seeing that. You're seeing those 2-1s, those 3-1s. If you're really elite and you're not going against a team that's that great, then you'll see those 4-1s, but you'll see those 0-0s, 1-1s. So seeing that is because the pitching staff is very elite and you guys are shutting each other down, and you're most likely to see that lineup a third time again. So you want that increase to go ahead, especially with Spotlight. Again, Spotlight and these skills play a big role because for end game, because the chance of it procking, it's gonna proc. Even if you nerf it, it's still gonna proc. It may proc or may not proc. You can't just stop something that is a chance skill. So you want to have an extra little boost once you see that third pitch around. So then certain things could proc. So let's say you hit a home run in the 8th inning, and then you have that back-to-back skill. You hit another home run. So it all, it's all in sync and it just links up to one another. So this is just very useful to have for those end game players. All right, so number 9, we have long hit and run and hit. This could be a personal choice as well. If you can't go wrong with run and hit. I think run and hit will be awesome for the people who have a lot of players with barrel it up, due to the fact that you have high speed. So the chances of you stealing a base and then getting an extra hit would be very, very great. Especially since a lot of people think that stealing base doesn't play a big role. It actually does. Obviously, you're gonna need. This is more for the people who have SIGs, because they get that extra boost to stealing to speed, which will proc stealing base, and then with this mentor run and hit, you'll get an extra base hit with the successful steal. But again, long hit is also a great choice. Increases the chance of getting an extra hit if there is no runners and there is 2 outs. So lots of times, great pitchers shut you down. You have no runners on, and then you have 2 outs. So you have an extra chance of getting an extra base hit. So that is very beneficial as well. 10, you can only go with one choice here, so ain't really much to say about that. So let's go ahead and go on to 11, trusting a fellow. Increases the defending speed of an infielder if there is a runner in scoring position. I honestly think that this is a no-brainer due to the fact that the other one freaking sucks. Surprise attack. Increases the chance of getting an infield hit on a bunt attempt. I don't know how you'll get a base hit on a bunt attempt. It's kind of impossible. I mean, it could happen here and there, but especially with those high teams when they have those high fielding, like once you bunt, that third baseman is already there. Like it's insane. So to get an extra base hit off that, not likely. Not likely. Even if you have your training to max out, it's just very unlikely. So that trusting the fellow will be a better choice. Let's go ahead with 12. 12 is Solution Instinct. Increases the chance of getting an extra base hit when batters number 3, 4, if you are tired losing after the 6th inning. So again, this just coalition with Spotlight, triggering the effect after the 6th inning. Your slugging increases. The chances of them making a mistake is higher. So again, easy choice. Literally impossible to activate. Quick wrap up is impossible to see your closing pitcher before the mound takes the 9th inning. So this is basically a no-brainer. Unless you're manually playing and you want to throw your closing pitching before the 9th inning, then that's all totally up to you. Don't know why you would do that, but again, Increases the chance of getting an extra base hit is not always a bad thing, especially when faced tied and losing after the sixth inning. It's a perfect timing for your batter with Spotlight to trigger its additional effect when need long hits to open up the scoring chances. Again, no brainer. You have to go with Solution Instinct. 13, obviously, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys uh, have picked back to back, increase the chances of getting a back to back home run, which is obviously amazing, especially if, let's say, you have, your first batter has charisma and spotlight. Chances of them getting a leadoff home run will be great. Then you can either roll with spotlight, barrel it up, and then you can roll with spotlight slugger instinct as the third batter. But again, something that I did look into, and nerf relief isn't as bad as you think. There's a lot of situations where you give up a run. No, I'm sorry, not give up a run. You give up a base, so you walk someone, and you want to go ahead. And after you walk someone, you don't want to go ahead and give up that extra base hit. So nerfing that will be very beneficial. So I would say personally, you can go wrong, but the more popular choice is to go back to back with getting a back to back home run. Number 14, you have the option to go full power pitch and control tempo. Control tempo, adding location and velocity on the starting pitcher and the fourth and fifth and sixth inning. This goes again with stamina. So if you don't have six and your stamina isn't high, you kind of want to give that your pitcher an extra chance of lasting in the innings with adding more location and velocity during the fourth and sixth inning. Is just a better choice. 15, you have you can just one team. I mean, I don't know why you will go with win now, so that's a no-brainer again. 16 and 17, it will go with personal choice. That being, you can't go wrong. That's just up to you. The reason why we went with an aim breaking ball and aim fast. Wait, it was aim breaking ball and break. I confused myself. Aim breaking ball and breaking ball. Due to the fact decided to choose the right side because considering that the pitchers are dominant in this game, I choose to protect my batters here. So also choosing aim fastball and breaking ball might help you a lot when you manual in club, but then again, it's more of a personal choice. I can use this card. Actually, I have his live card. I'm sorry. I'm just going off topic. I didn't know I had him. Could use that for my ace deck. So let's go with 18 winning streak. This is where everybody has different preferences, where it being setup man, pitching machine, or winning streak. Me personally, I wouldn't like to nerf setup man due to the fact that setup man a pitcher can come in. Let's say your setup man comes in the eighth inning, right? And the game is tied. It's tied 0-0. Your setup man comes in. He shuts it down, and then you go ahead and score, let's say, 2 or 3 runs. Your setup man is most likely going to stay in that inning. So right there is gone. So it's basically just nerfed itself. So your setup relievers can actually stay in the game longer than 1 inning. So you don't, I'd rather take my chances with going with winning streak. I know pitching machine could be also viable option due to the fact that starting pitchers and relief pitchers do run pitching machine, and it's good to nerf as much as possible. But I think the same thing qualifies for winning streak. You see a lot of starting pitchers and relief pitchers and setup man's running winning streak. So I just feel like I want the last possible chance of nerfing to happen, even at the end, where I can give myself the most possible chances of coming back into the game and trying to take the win. Again, you can read this if you like. I'm not going to go through it specifically. This is basically just a personal preference of what you would decide to nerf. I personally go with winning streak. And number 19, this we can argue it forever, but honestly, it's a no-brainer. Charisma. You just nerf charisma. I would say you can't go wrong with boss, but charisma is the thing, because the in this game the decrease in stats is just so high tier. The fact that charisma is such a high tier, even though it's nerf, is still a high tier. So it's just something you just have to nerf. Look at, for example, the legend skills. It being what was it? Fireball. I don't know the other ones that nerf skills. It literally dropping your stats is insane. That's why those legend skills are so elite. And a lot of people started nerfing finesse pitcher, which I can see why, because a lot of people are running it, and it just still doesn't do that much. Because finesse pitcher always has, especially those people who have 3 insane skills, it's just not going to cut it with finesse pitcher and DP having that extra help from the other 2 skills. And then there has been instances where people are nerfing Spotlight, and I can see why you're nerfing Spotlight. But the thing is with Spotlight is a chance skill. So the fact that you nerf it, there's still a chance of it proccing and hitting home runs, especially with all these other mentor things that give it such a boost. I just don't think Spotlight is a very viable skill to nerf due to the fact that it's just a chance skill and it's still just gonna proc. Again, you can go ahead and nerf Slugger Instinct, but a lot of people have strayed away from Slugger Instinct, and I would say not to. A lot of people are starting to stray away from Spotlight to 8 due to the fact that it's a chance skill. You're not getting an extra boost if you get it Spotlight to 8. People are even even a lot of people are saying that BM is a horrible skill, but some people are starting to try out getting BM to 8 in the case that you have Spotlight and BM. I'm not saying get BM to 8 if you have Charisma, Slugger Instinct, and BM. Like, no. I'm saying for those people who have that skill set. For example, my let's go ahead and go back to this other screen here. Go back to my lineup. For example, my Peterson has Spotlight, BM, and 5-tool player. Crazy stats, by the way. This was supposed to be a video on where I got Jock Peterson to Black Diamond, but that video got corrupt and you can't even see anything. It's just freaking black. It's just dark, gone, non-existent. So this is our seventh or sixth. He is our 7th Black Diamond player going on. We're going to be going on to 8th. So again, in this case, I don't want to get Spotlight to 8 because Spotlight is already, a chance skill. So like you're not going to increase your chances. It's just the difference in Spotlight from being 7 to 8. There is a difference, yes, but it's not that greater for it to actually do a huge difference where you can see it. Yeah, it does awesome. And people think, yeah, your batter is doing greater, but you also have to take into account that your stats increased. So it can be because your stat increased and it got to a certain threshold. I think the power threshold is 140. For BUI, you need to have 100 speed and then 125 contact. So once you get to that 140, past that 140 threshold, even after nerf from boss, so I have 154, I'm still exceeding that threshold, being over 140 power, which is the threshold, to hit a lot of decent home runs. So in this case, Peterson is going to be going with BM, obviously, until I get, I would say, a greater. I mean, this is a good skill set. I wouldn't say it's elite, but I think it's a good skill set. I'll be trying out BM to 8. So to getting those batters to 8, Slugger Instinct will be a viable option as well to get to 8 over Spotlight. But again, that's just my personal preference. Barrel It Up is an insane skill to get to 8. Like, Belly is not even Black Diamond, and he is one of my better batters. I did get Machado to Barrel It Up to 8. Wait, did I get Belly to 8? Oh, well, Belly will be going up to 8, and that's because Belly is trained for Barrel It Up, whether Machado is not fully trained, because once he gets that nerf, he's under that threshold for contact. So he'll be getting a retrain in that case, but his performance is going to go a lot better once he gets that specific train, like how Belly has it for Barrel It Up. So again, guys, most of these things are personal preferences. Everybody has a different opinion. This is the opinion that Fu had, and I really dug into it and made sense to me. Hopefully it makes sense to you guys. Again, I will leave a description below on all his Reddit links and stuff like that. With that being said, guys, remember, if you made it this far into the video, there is going to be a giveaway live stream tomorrow on Friday. It's going to be starting either from 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, good luck to everybody. There will only be one winner, so whoever that is, good luck. And again, I appreciate all you guys for all the support that you guys give me. You guys are awesome. And we'll see you in the live stream. Peace.